What's going on, guys? I figured I'd make an update video. I finished washing this 2006 Toro recycler last night at just before 11 p.m. Look at this baby. Thing looks brand new, and I'm gonna shine it up. So you'll see it once I shine it up. Look at that. That mower looks like it's just sold in the store, and it's an '06. Damn, that thing came out good. I mean, it's in good shape. Usually, I get where the paint's peeling somewhere on one this old, or something's usually on something on one that old. We're talking '06, 16, 22, 15, 16 years ago already. 16 years ago already? Oh my God. Where's the time going? Holy cow. But anyway, this hot shield, a lot of times that's missing, or the muffler is all rough looking. Not this one. And the bag always gets dirty. What I do, my trick with the bags is I spray them with purple power, and then I get a brush and I do the same thing inside, and I scrub the shit out of them, and that's how I get the bag to look brand new again. But you watch, I throw the ATF on this, my little secret shine. This mower is gonna be gone. I'm gonna put this one out for $250. It's got a better motor. It's got the 195cc. The ones they're selling in the store now have them shitty Chinese 163cc Junko throwaway engines. They look prettier now, but this mower is way better, built way better. So I'm putting this one on for $250 as well, just like the other one I got on. It's spring. People are gonna be looking for mowers. This engine, it's a typical 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, right? Doesn't look like anything special, right? I sold that engine for $250. You know why? Because of this. You see what that is, right? That's the gear reduction 6-to-1. It's not a regular Briggs engine. The regular Briggs engine, the shaft would be coming out right here. There's a million of them. You get 100, maybe 150 tops for a regular Briggs engine. I got $250 plus 43 shipping for that engine because it's a special one. Because it's got to be reduced from the 6 times the speed down to 1. Or am I saying that backwards? 1 time the speed down to 6 times. Yeah, that's what it is. 6 times slower. So every 1 time that shaft turns, this one turns 6. Am I saying that right? No, I'm backwards. Every 6 times the main shaft turns, this one only turns once. It slows it down. Remember when I first got this motor, the muffler looked like crap, and just, there was paint peeling. That engine looks like don't have much use on it. This is up. This was listed yesterday. I've already had a couple people. I had somebody email me about it. 2 or 3 people. One person said 400, right? I said yeah. And I had another person just email me and say, is it still available? And I think I had one other person last night say something about it. My father recommended that I take care of this rust. We'll see. That happened obviously because it's a pressure washer, and the water came and misted, sat on here, and it caused it to have this minor rust. I could pull this cover off, sand this a little bit, and then just paint the whole cover black, the way most of them are, or even a red. If somebody gives me a hard time about it, I will. For now, it is what it is. It's at $400. It's almost ready to sell. These things go for $800-900, so that's that. Snowblowers I'm not having too much luck with. It looks like I'm going to end up sitting on snowblowers again. Now I've got 2 of them to sit on. This one that I got on for $500, that I would probably take 4, that red one. That green one that I got in New Brunswick, that one's on for $350. I would take 3. It's 73 degrees out. It's March. I don't think we're getting any more snow. So I'm going to be sitting on snowblowers. So I got to sell a lot of shit that's in that garage this year, so I can put these snow blowers in there temporarily. What else is new? Oh yeah, the one other thing. Okay, and this is my next one. After I box that up and deal with the rest of the crap I'm doing with, this is gonna be my next one. I have a feeling this is gonna start. It's got gas in it. It is a little bit old. I'm gonna suck that old gas right out of there. That's right, I said suck. I'm gonna suck it out using one of them fuel retractors. I have one. Eventually I'm gonna get a motorized one. Now that I'm getting into this, well, I've been into this heavy for a while. Eventually I'm gonna get one of those nice motorized ones. You stick it in there, you press the button, and it goes zzz, and it just sucks it right the hell out of there. Oil too. And then I guarantee you, I don't know if it's gonna need a carb clean. I'm gonna say probably not, because this is fuel pump powered, which means the gas has to come up to this fuel pump to get to that carburetor. So hopefully there was no gas in that carburetor. If not, it's a simple carb clean. I think I even have that carburetor, to be honest with you. But even if I didn't, it's a simple carb clean. And this engine's running. Then we just gotta see if the pump works, and I have a feeling it will, considering there was nothing wrong with that mower that he gave me. He probably just got tired of this. And then I gotta see if I have a gun for this. But like I said, this I can swap. I can put one of them regular ones where it screws on, because I got a bunch of those kind. That's where you would add soap if you wanted to. You don't really want to. On these pressure washers, I don't recommend doing it. It screws up the pumps. Add soap first, then hit the soap with the pressure washer. Don't run soap through the pump with the gun in that low mode, because it runs all that crap in there, and it causes scale build up in the pump, and then they just go bad quicker. So I don't recommend even bothering with those. That, you know what I mean? Unless you really need to, and if it's something you really need to, like if you're under a car and you can't get under there and you need to be able to shoot soap up under there and let it soak, then you would, same thing with this one, then you would attach soap to it. This must be a filter. I think this is a filter. I'm not messing with it. I couldn't find any paperwork on this thing because it's a 94, I think. It's so old already. It's a 95. It's definitely not an 05. No way. It's a 90. It's a 95. It's so old. Paperwork on this thing is not out there, because the internet was in the early ages. People weren't uploading stuff the way they are now. So I couldn't find any information on this unit at all as a machine. Paperwork wise, forget about it. There was a picture of a 7 horsepower one and a 5 horsepower one. And from what I remember, the 5 horsepower one was like 20, probably something like this, 2600 psi. All the ones that are these size are 4200 psi. That's what this is. And lastly, while we're on the topic, now, there's no one back here, right? Hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick before I continue talking. Hey Gracie, what is a beautiful day. You made it. We're here. It's spring. You happy? Somebody put you out already. I need to start taking that care of you. I gotta start, now that it's spring, I gotta start getting out early. And when I get out early, I'll help you out in the morning and then let you out like I always used to do, except for the winter. I can't let you out yet, because I can't watch you. Alright? In a little while, I'll let you. Hopefully that spring air will help heal your eyes up all the way. She's the nicest rabbit. We've had her about 7 years. Very nice. But she's had problems with her eyes because she's getting older. So, but we took her to the vet. They sucked out the ducts. It started to heal, but then it came back again. But let's hope the spring air and the medicine they give will finally clear that up. The one last thing I wanted to say while I'm over here. We're done. I'm not talking about any more of the bullshit from the past. The only reason I brought up a lot of that was, well, one, you got to know me. You got to know what I went through. Okay? That's fine. And the main reason was it was winter, it gets slow, the days are shorter, I'm not as busy, so I have more time to think. And see, and that's the thing with social media too. It's one of the reasons I don't go on social media, because there's a lot of people on there in the past that I would rather not associate with, or I would just rather not remember, because unfortunately things didn't go well. A lot of them. I'm not saying, it was one specific person. I'm saying there was people in general that I'd rather not. That's why I'm one of the reasons I'm not on Facebook and haven't been on Facebook now just over 10 years. The reason I joined Instagram in January of 2020 had nothing to do with meeting people around here or meeting people. It had to do with my YouTube channel, because I have a YouTube channel, and a lot of the YouTubers were making Instagram channels, and they were sharing what they were selling, what they had, what they were getting. And if you look, 75 or even 80% of my YouTube profile is all about what I've been doing over the last 2 years and 3 months. 2 years and 3 months about. Most of it's all engine related. I only recently went on Instagram and started looking up people around here locally to see, what's going on, who's doing what, who's doing this, how's this person doing. Most of it's been good. Most of it's been fine. I gotten back in touch with a lot of good people. People I wish I had hung out with when I was younger, because the ones I did hang out with, unfortunately, I have to say this, were rotten, and they've all ended up in bad places. And, there were good people, and I just didn't hang out with them. When I originally screwed up and started hanging out with bad influences, some of my good friends, right now, one of them's a fire chief, okay? The other one I can't get a hold of. His name was Jesse. Although him I had to have a talk about. I had to have a talk with, because a rumor got made up, and I have a feeling he put that rumor into people's head. I gotta ask him man to man about that. I don't know. Just something up with that. But I can't get a hold of him through Instagram. He ain't on there. It's Facebook. But I met a lot of other good people. I'm not gonna mention all their names, but there's been a lot of good people, a lot of helpful people. People I know, people that work at, some of the, like the Home Depots and whatnot, and ask me if I need a paint, just, holler, and I'll look and see if I can get you to paint this and that, offered me jobs, this and that. So it's like I said, even with Craigslist, how I said 90% of people are decent and only 10% are trouble or not, just not that good. I'll say on Instagram, because you're dealing with millennials now, I'm going to say 75-25. I'm going to say 75% of the people that I've come across on there, because it's mostly millennials, have been good. And the other 25% are the ones that I either didn't get along with, or we had problems, or whatever, I'm not much of a millennial. I never really liked going on the computer. I was always more of an in-person type of guy. I think talking on the phone saves a lot of issues. It causes, freaking texting, and then you start texting, and you can thinking a 5-minute conversation can cut out 3 hours of texts. Okay, is basically what I'm saying. So. But anyway, the whole point of the story was, right now I'm not on Facebook. I do plan on joining Facebook, to be determined. It's going to be this year. And I'm only doing it mainly for Marketplace and for some of the groups, like the small engine groups, and, people that I get along with. I'm not doing it to get on there to meet people that I used to associate with, because, unfortunately, things went south for me. In '06, I made bad decisions, and then I made another bad decision, and that caused more bad decisions, and then throughout my 20s, I was all screwed up anyway, using, which I've already been through this, so I wasn't out in my 20s, out socializing and having like a normal good time with boys and girls, or men and women, at parties, wherever. I was out fucking around, doing stupid shit. But that's neither here nor there. That's the past. The whole point of that is I'm not going to talk about that crap on my videos anymore. It's done. It's the spring now. It's beautiful. I'm going to stay busy. All you're going to hear me talk about is the future. What I'm working on and the future. And my future is saving for my own house and getting my own house. And then, obviously, the one part of that is going out and meeting some women. Nice women. And again, one thing I will ask. Those who met online, give me some good websites, not shitty ones, not crappy ones. I heard Bumble maybe was good. I heard, a couple. If there's some good sites out there that where I can meet good locals, tell me what the websites are, and I can start joining them. Because as one of my friends put it, you can keep saving and saving and saving, and I can get my small business license, and then that'll give me the asset power to go out and get a mortgage. I can do it that way. I could save $300,000 cash and have that ready to put right into it, and then the rest towards a loan or a mortgage. I could do it that way. Or maybe meet a nice woman now that I'm a completely different person than I was when I was 15. Well, let's say 15, I wasn't bad yet. 16, I was still okay. When I was 17, 18, 20, 26, those bad years, whatever. I'm not that person anymore. I'm 36, I'm an adult, I've got my head on straight, I'm doing good. Maybe I talk a little bit too much. Maybe I talk about the past too much. So the whole point of this is you're not going to hear about it no more. Unless I have something specific to say that's related to the past, something new, something really important, you're not going to hear about it no more. You've already learned who I am, what I've went through. It's done. The rest of this now is going to be me working on machinery and my goals towards my future. And my biggest goal towards my future is getting my own house. Not an apartment where you waste your money every month, because that's just throwing money away that you never get back. I'm not doing that. I'm saving and I'm getting a house. $300,000 is a good start at some of the places I'm looking. And then the rest loan if I have to, or whatever, to pay it off. And as a single guy with no kids, I can do it quick. With the money that I bring in and whatnot, I can do it. So that's what you're going to be hearing from now on going forward. Not the negativity and the unfortunate crap that I went through in the past. And it's unfortunate. It's the last time I'm going to say it's unfortunate that a lot of the people that things went sour with, we couldn't just at least be friends and hang out and associate, and all of us in general. But I was never invited to parties. I was never invited here. I was never invited to do this. I guess it's just because I didn't have that how you communicate, by mouth, but there's also other ways to communicate. I guess I wasn't good at communicating the other way, the subliminal ways. Like, hey, I'd like to go to a party too. But instead, some asshole decides he wants to come out to my car because I borrowed his brother's bike for a night, and then, people I knew were hanging out with him, and he wanted to come kick my ass, and instead he smashed. I'm going in the past again. He smashed my car, and I had to bring him to court, and I made him pay $800 and $856, I think it was, and I let him slide instead of making him pay the fine and pay the penalty for breaking the law. I let him go. Well, I didn't get that lucky. Although for me, that's worse, breaking somebody's car up. But for me, when I broke the law, I paid a fine and I went, paid the legal consequence. But what are you going to do? It's the way things went. And at the time, it was the attitude I carried. It was the attitude I carried and the choices I were making. If I was making the choices I was making now, then I wouldn't even be talking about this. But anyway, the bottom line is, because now I'm rambling on, you're done. It's done. You're not going to hear me talking or complaining about the bullshit from the past anymore. It's done. It's spring 2022. This is going to be a good year. It's going to be a record year for business. And then all the other chips should fall into place. And if they don't, I'll work on that just the way I do with this, the way I learned how to work on machines and be a businessman. I'll work on the rest of that too. If I can do that, I can do any of it, including change my behavior to be more comfortable around women and get women to know me and be comfortable around me and start going out. It's just a shame that parties were going on and I wasn't invited, and then I went to jail. And I remember I mentioned I washed sheriff's cars, and the one who put me in there actually laughed about it. I don't know if that person still would feel that way about it, but the irony is, one, this is the last thing I'm going to say. The irony is, one, I met her when she had an orange jail shirt on. Then she put me in jail. Then she wore a jail shirt costume and was looking good in it. And then she married a cop. So it was like this twisted irony of fate where Doug was going to get fucked no matter what. And it happened. But that's life. Just learn, and I'm going to say this the last time. Life isn't fair. Just roll with it. If something knocks you down, get back up again and keep a positive attitude. And I'm going to end it on that note. All right? Let's get to it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I need more subscribers. I know a lot of the subscribers I have, I'm at 1,150. Let's get that. Let's keep boosting that up. Let's get some new subscribers. There's going to be some new activity. I'm going to get a tripod. You're going to start seeing a lot more in-action stuff where I'm fixing stuff and you can see me fixing it instead of me trying to fix it with one hand and hold a camera in another hand. That's coming to an end. We're going to do this legit. All right? All right.